Hi, this is Addison with the TSAJ News. Here's Sarai with the news about the government.
Although inflation remains among the highest in the world, the country broke out of a 4-year bout of hyperinflation as the government slowed the pace of printing money and the U.S. dollar became the preferred currency. Annual inflation decreased from thousands of percent to 686% in 2021 and is estimated to be around 90% in 2022. President Maduro has initiated limited economic measures to acquire capital and blunt the impact of international sanctions, including a turn toward free markets and currency reforms aimed at encouraging U.S. dollar transactions. The government also announced a series of foreign investment initiatives in state enterprises.
Here's Tasia with the news about the economics.
Here in Venezuela, their socialist government likes to portray the country as a workers' paradise. A former bus driver, President Nicolas Maduro comes from the working class, but his government has often clashed with labor unions that has provoked strikes and factory shutdowns, which have worsened Venezuela's ongoing economic crisis. At Venezuela's largest steel mill, massive presses turn out to be laminated metal sheets that are used to make refrigerators and cars, known as Arauco Steelworks. The factory sits in the eastern city of Quiriguana, which was built in the 1960s with the help of urban planners from Harvard and the MIT. The idea was to establish an industrial hub.
Here's Joshua with news about the culture of Venezuela.
First, let's talk about the Venezuelans. Venezuelans are often described as welcoming and open people. They are generally unified by a shared desire for fairness and equality. Today, the dominant culture of Venezuela reflects a blend of Indonesian and Spanish customs, as well as regional Caribbean and Indian influences. First, let's start with the food in Venezuela. Food stamps include corn, rice, plantains, yams, beans, and several meats. Potatoes, tomatoes, onions, eggplant, squashes, spinach, and zucchini are also common side dishes in Venezuelan diet. Ají dulce and papelón are found in most recipes. Worcestershire sauce is also frequently used in stews. Now let's talk about the music. Several styles of traditional music of Venezuela, such as salsa and merengue, are common to its Caribbean neighbors. Perhaps the most typical Venezuelan music is joropo, a rural form which originated in the llanos or plains. Okay, now let's move on to the religions in Venezuela. Roman Catholicism is the dominant faith and deeply cultural persuasion. According to the 2011 Natural Census, roughly 71% of the population identify as Catholic. A further 17% of Venezuelans identify as Protestant, and 9% identify as unaffiliated with any region. Finally, let's talk about the traditions in Venezuela. Regional and national festivals are often celebrated with parades, musical performances, dancing, costumes, and parties, such as religious celebrations like the Fiesta de San Juan and celebration of Corpus Christi. These also reflect the high value Venezuelans place on traditions of the past.
You used to call me all night. You used to. Yeah. You used to call me on that cell phone. Tonight when you need me, call me on my cell phone. Tonight when you need me, I know that I like it.
like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nuggets.